You may hold my hand for a while, but you hold my heart forever. So today we are getting to know the world's famous lovely history of Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is a breathtaking white marble mausoleum, which means an impressive tomb, commissioned by a Mughal emperor Shah Jahan for his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal. Located on the southern bank of the Yamuna River near Agra, India. The Taj Mahal took 22 years to build and finally reached its completion in 1653. This exquisite or beautiful monument, considered one of the new wonders of the world, astounds visitors for its symmetry, structural beauty, intricate calligraphy, inlaid gemstones, and magnificent garden. More than just a memorial in the name of a spouse, the Taj Mahal was a declaration of lasting love from Shah Jahan to his departed soulmate, Mumtaz Mahal. It was in 1607 that Shah Jahan, grandson of Akbar the Great, at the time he was not yet the fifth emperor of the Mughal Empire, he was a 16-year-old Prince Khurram, as he was then called, flitted around the royal bazaar, flirting with the girls from high-ranking families that staffed the booths. At one of these booths, Prince Khurram met Arjuman Banu Begum, the 15-year-old young woman whose father was soon to be the Prime Minister and whose aunt was married to Prince Khurram's father. Although it was love at first sight, the two were not allowed to marry right away. Prince Khurram first had to marry Kandari Begum. He later took a third wife as well. On March 27, 1612, Prince Khurram and his beloved, to whom he gave the name Mumtaz Mahal, were married. Mumtaz Mahal was beautiful as well as smart and tender-hearted. The public was enamored with her, in no small part because she cared for the people. She diligently made lists of widows and orphans to ensure that they were given food and money. The couple had 14 children together, but only 7 lived past infancy. It was the birth of the 14th child that would kill Mumtaz Mahal. In 1631, 3 years into Shah Jahan's reign, a rebellion led by Khan Jahan Lodi was underway. Shah Jahan took his military out to the Deccan, about 400 miles from Agra, in order to crush the usurper. As usual, Mumtaz Mahal accompanied Shah Jahan's side despite being heavily pregnant. On June 16, 1631, she gave birth to a healthy baby girl in an elaborately decorated tent in the middle of the encampment. At first all seemed to be well, but Mumtaz Mahal was soon dying. The moment Shah Jahan received word of his wife's condition, he rushed to her side early in the morning on June 17. Just one day after the birth of their daughter, Mumtaz Mahal died in her husband's arms. She was buried right away according to Islamic tradition near the encampment at Burbanpur. Her body would stay no longer there. Reporters say that in Shah Jahan's anguish, he went to his own tent and cried for 8 days without ceasing. In December 1631, with the feud against Khan Jahan Lodi won, Shah Jahan asked that Mumtaz Mahal's body be dug up and brought 435 miles or 700 kilometers to Agra. Her return was a grand procession with thousands of soldiers accompanying her body and mourners lining the route. When the remains of Mumtaz Mahal reached Agra on January 8, 1632, they were temporarily buried on land donated by nobleman Raja Jai Singh. Shah Jahan, filled with grief, poured his emotion into designing an elaborate and expansive mausoleum that would bring all those that had come before it to shame. It was also unique in that it was the first large mausoleum dedicated to a woman. Although no primary architect for the Taj Mahal is known, it is believed that Shah Jahan, passionate about architecture himself, worked on the plans directly with the input and aid of a number of the best architects of his time. The intention was for the Taj Mahal, the crown of region, to represent heaven on earth. Shah Jahan spared no expense in making this happen. The Mughal Empire was one of the richest empires in the world at the time of Shah Jahan's reign, and this meant that he had the resources to make this monument incomparably grand. But though he wanted it to be breathtaking, he also wanted it erected quickly. To speed up the production, an estimated 20,000 workers were brought in and housed nearby in a town built especially for them called Mumtazabad. Both skilled and unskilled craftsmen were contracted. Builders first worked on the foundation and then on the giant 624-foot long plinth or base. This would become the base of the Taj Mahal building and a pair of matching red sandstone buildings that would flank it. The Taj Mahal, sitting on a second plinth, was to be an octagonal structure constructed of marble-covered brick. As is the case for most large projects, the builders created a scaffolding in order to build higher. The choice of bricks for this scaffolding was unusual and remains perplexing to historians. White marble is one of the most striking and prominent features of the Taj Mahal. The marble used was quarried in Makrana, 200 miles away. Reportedly, it took 1,000 elephants and an untold number of oxen to drag the extremely heavy marble to the building site. For the massive marble pieces to reach to higher spaces of Taj Mahal, a giant 10-mile-long earthen ramp was built. The Taj Mahal is topped with a huge double-shell dome that stretches 240 feet and is also covered in white marble. 4 thin white marble minarets stand tall at the corners of the second plinth and surround the mausoleum. Most pictures of the Taj Mahal show only a large white building. Though still lovely, this doesn't do the real structure justice. These photos leave out intricacies, and it is these details that make the Taj Mahal astoundingly feminine and opulent. On the mosque, guest house, and large main gate at the southern end of the complex appear passages from the Quran or Quran, the holy book of Islam, written in calligraphy. Shah Jahan hired master calligrapher Amanat Khan to work on these inlaid verses. Masterfully done, the finished verses from the Quran are inlaid with black marble. They are stately yet soft feature of the building, although made of stone. The curves mimic real handwriting. More impressive than the calligraphy are the delicate inlaid flowers found throughout the Taj Mahal complex in a process known as pachinkari. Highly skilled stone cutters carved intricate floral designs into the white marble and then inlaid these with precious and semi-precious stones to form interwoven vines and flowers. There are 43 different kinds of precious and semi-precious stones used for these flowers, and they came from around the world. These include lapis lazuli from Sri Lanka, jade from China, malachite from Russia, and turquoise from Tibet. When Shah Jahan died on January 22, 1666, Aurangzeb had his father buried with Mumtaz Mahal in the crypt beneath the Taj Mahal. Shah Jahan was wealthy enough to support the Taj Mahal and its mighty maintenance costs, but over the centuries, the Mughal Empire lost its riches and the Taj Mahal fell into ruins. By the 1800s, the British ousted the Mughals and took over India. The Taj Mahal was dissected for its beauty, stole silver candlesticks and doors, and even tried to sell the white marble overseas. The Taj Mahal has once again become a magnificent place with 2.5 million visitors each year. People can visit during the daytime and watch as the white marble appears to take on different hues throughout the day. Once a month, visitors have the opportunity to make a short visit during a full moon to see how the Taj Mahal seems to glow from inside out in the moonlight. The Taj Mahal was placed on the World Heritage List by UNESCO in 1983.